These are the questions that formed the foundation for what God wanted to release into Restoration Church in 2022. Throughout the year, we had many opportunities to put into action the teachings and exhortations that we received on Sunday mornings. We recognize that we can't accomplish anything of lasting effect without the power and direction of the Holy Spirit. So this year, we continue our First Friday prayer, beginning each month by seeking God and spending time in His presence. In February, we gathered in roundtables to discuss the things that God had laid on people's hearts and to connect with people of like minds and vision. And that launched us into a year that's seen many different avenues for impacting individuals, our church, and our community. One of our most visible and long-running outreaches here at Restoration Church is our Life Builders lunch program, serving Kelly Walsh High School students 2 times a week. Over the last calendar year, we have served over 13,399 meals, touching the lives of hundreds of students. In combination with our Wednesday food pantry and the 4,800 weekend food bags sent home with students on Fridays, we had the privilege to serve so many in our community who found themselves in need. Our regular outreaches were not the only way that we were able to serve the community this year. In the summer, we partnered with Highland Park and multiple churches in Casper to help with Love Your City. We cleaned up yards and parks, helped with school projects, and made a tangible imprint of the love of God in our communities. Then, in December, we again joined together with churches and organizations to host Love in Action and hand out toys to hundreds of families, as well as serve a warm meal and demonstrate the goodness of God. These events help reinforce the truth that no matter what your cause is, there can always be a greater impact when we join together with others. Our building has seen thousands of people come through our doors as we become a recognized location for community events. From ArtCore performances to local and national elections to weddings, funerals, and conferences, our prayer is that every person who enters this space would encounter the Spirit and love of Jesus. Our children and young people were able to grow in understanding of how to do right through weekly Kingdom Kids and Fuse meetings, as well as special events like VBS for our younger kids and Desperation Conference that our youth went to, both of those happening this summer. Then, in the fall, our youth were able to demonstrate the excitement of growing in the truth with their presentation of the new play Lila and the Land of Make-Believe. Discipleship and transformation were experienced through our many small groups, as well as encounter prayer sessions that happen throughout the year. Our men's and women's encounters ministered to over 50 participants at multiple weekend events, and we were able to celebrate the baptism of 17 believers in the spring, summer, and fall. There are many times when looking beyond yourself allows you to see what God is doing on a larger scale and helps us walk humbly in what God has given us to do. In September, Doug Craigbaum and Dave Richards from the C2C and Salt and Light family of churches were here as well. It was wonderful to connect after a few years of not being able to be together. Dave and Beth continued reaching into our state and beyond, hosting prayer meetings in several different communities, as well as gathering with and ministering to church leaders from around the state. In November, Pastor Justin traveled with Dave Richards into Zimbabwe, Africa, and spent several days connecting and reconnecting with leaders from around that nation. And finally, we were able to close out the year in great joy as we welcomed Veronica and Stuart Johnson and their family as we step into a new day of worship here at Restoration Church. Now, we don't lay down and forget the cause that God has placed in our midst, nor do we forget to walk in justice and defense of the oppressed. But we do so with great humility and understanding as we take hold of the grace that God so generously gives us that we in turn share with the people around us.